Like, why put this guy on the roster if he's not selectable? That's just annoying. Hey, what's the story costume? They don't have that alternate color where he has the black key with the white skin. That's sad. His eyes stay red throughout each color.
Only half my effort should be enough.
Kuma, you look weird as fuck with your lion name.
You will feel my wrath.
Glad to see they finally decided to bring back freaking Oro after all these years. Although I still wish they would give us back Sean. In fact, I think Sean was actually more heavily requested for Street Fighter V than Oro. Like, out of all the Street Fighter 3 characters, well, if it ain't my old buddy Foot. You've been hiding from me all these years, haven't you? Magic. What's funny is that I don't know how many people still believe that, but it's just the fact that Oro always had both hands. It's just that he keeps one of them, keeps one of his hands. I think it said that in Street Fighter lore, his right arm is his dominant one, his stronger one, so he keeps that one bind. Oh, that's kind of stupid, you can't combo into it.
Should I try this? Should I try this?
Are you kidding me?
Should I try this?
Sweet, meterless confirmed. I actually get to choose my schedule, so I don't have to worry about like conflicting work schedules and nothing. You know, it's nice being able to combo into it, but I do wish they would make it a actual command grade. Dude, look at that! Look at that! Look at that recovery! Minus 42 on block, plus 42 for the opponent. Because for some reason he has to take time to acknowledge the fact that he tried to grab his opponent and yet could. Also, I know Street Fighter V takes place before Street Fighter 3. Wait, did I say 5? Yeah, I know Street Fighter 5 takes place before 3. But man, all these people calling the damn morning. Where was I? Oh yeah, Street Fighter 5 takes place before Street Fighter 3. But I wonder if I haven't actually done his character story yet. But I wonder if in his character story he'll explain why Oro goes from wearing an actual gi to wearing nothing but rags in the 3 series. Seriously, I'm calling bullshit. That original sprite very clearly had an arm gun. Find it, but no, he always had both of his arms. But again, he would just keep one tied behind his back because Oro is so powerful that he has to fight with one arm to avoid accidentally killing his opponents. That's how powerful he is. But so far, the only person he ever met and actually fought with both hands, because they're just that powerful, being Akuma.
Only half my effort should be enough. You will feel my wrath.
And the only other people who limit themselves besides Oro and Akuma is Cody. Like, Cody may not have some crazy energy-based powers or whatnot. It may not be some fancy martial artist, being that he's a street fighter with like a brawler with skill. A street fighter with knowledge of martial arts techniques. So yeah, you're not really gonna see him doing anything fancy or crazy all that often by comparison to others like Akuma or Oro, who spent years mastering their art. Look at Gil over there. Oh, this jackass. But yeah, I find it funny how they had to change Oro's outfit for Street Fighter 5, because I guess in a way there was a lot of more stuff you can get away with back then, back in the 90s, 80s, going back the 1900s. Seeing as how there was one animation, I think it was his heavy kick from Third Strike or any of the Street Fighter 3 games, where Oro would throw out a kick, and for one split second, his testicles would actually be exposed. Not in a way that's considered gratuitous, and it wasn't like full-on nudity. But I'm wondering who the heck came up with the idea of adding that in there. Seriously, how did you come up with that idea? How did you come to the conclusion that you could do something like that? What the heck was that? But someone did it. And surprisingly, apparently it didn't cause a huge controversy, because I don't hear no one talk about it. Now I remember in Third Strike, I don't really mention the other games because I didn't really play those as much, but I remember in Third Strike, that would float slowly across the screen, but it would kind of go up and down a bit. Oh, right. Tengusta. Perfect example of taking what was originally a super move for something and turning it into V, making it part of the V system here. Kind of cool how if you don't start moving immediately afterwards, then you see all these extra animations that involves him and his turtle. What's cool is that in back in Third Strike, this is actually not cancelable, his standing heavy punch. The animation in which he tosses his turtle up after this kick from V skill, if you immediately start moving afterwards, after he flips the turtle just lands back in the air. That basically just speeds up the animation. So far, I miss it. Yeah, it really wasn't. I can't remember. There was a 3D game, not a 3D game, it was a side-scroller beat-em up that I saw someone doing a playthrough of. And one of them was a female character, and her outfit legit was like looks like a one-piece swimsuit, but the bottom part was more like a thong. Even her ass cheeks exposed and everything. Which I'm like, yeah, I get the fan service, but man, there's no way that could be very comfortable beating up a lot of guys like that. And I remember there was quite a bit of controversy, a little bit with Rainbow Mika. Not enough to actually go on the news, but definitely something that irritated a lot of people when Rainbow Mika was announced. And a lot of people were saying how Rainbow Mika's costume was just created to give simps and single guys something to look at and fap to, which is crazy because Rainbow Mika's costume is exactly the same as it was from Street Fighter Alpha 3. The only thing is the hearts that cover her chest, her tits, those were removed. That's like the only major difference in her costume. Yeah, yes they are, Flip. And yes, I agree with your comment. I misspoke. She's actually my favorite character in the Darkstalker series, next to John Talbane. But you can blame stuff like esports and people trying to be too family friendly and characters like Felicia not reflecting the FGC's personal values, or whatever the heck that one guy said. I remember some dumbass said where, because there was these two females who were supposedly acting inappropriate during Dead or Alive 6's live stream when the game was still in development, and when they were showing off the game's camera mode, they were showing that and showing characters in various positions that also supposedly looked inappropriate. And so the guy was saying they had to cancel the stream because all that was inappropriate, not family friendly, doesn't reflect the values and the ideals of the FGC. And I remember one guy was saying how basically that dude needs to learn to speak for himself because he doesn't speak for the entire fighting game community, which he doesn't. And others were pointing out how that's hypocritical, how when it comes to anything sexual, they don't want that being shown, but they're fine with anything that shows gratuitous violence, like Mortal Kombat. With Mortal Kombat 11, they were showing streams of that, even though again it had a lot of gratuitous gore and violence going on, but that was okay for some stupid reason. I think with that guy it was the same thing with Combo Fiend, Combo Fiend Roses, back when it came to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and how almost everything he was saying was just trying to make both sides, Capcom and Marvel, not look like the bad guys in whatever situation, because a lot of people were pissed off about the exclusion of characters like the X-Men. And so that's why he made that comment about how the just functions and trying to insinuate that people on the FGC only played Magneto because of his 8-way dash, nothing else. Which I'm thinking, if you're gonna make comments trying to explain why this and that, then don't make a comment where it sounds like you're trying to speak for everyone, saying that not that everyone besides you doesn't like this or that, or they don't want this or that, or they only do it for this reason. That's why they decided, let's just replace this with that and everyone will be fine with it. Like, don't say something like people as in the entire FGC only play Magneto because of his 8-way dash, because that's not true. People play Magneto because they like Magneto. They're fans of it. Gratuitous violent nudity. Wait on ruining my damn vacation. Prepare to get that ass whooped. Hey, is it? I gotta find out if Oro Super is. Let's see. Hip grab. River dance. Air river dance. Let's see. His little kung fu kick. So for a medium punch, medium kick, back. Hey, I wonder if I can cancel into this, or cancel out of this into his push move. Now's my chance.
I'm getting serious.
Oh, you would, right? As I'm about to finish this woman of work in the coolest way possible. What do you think of the new season characters? Honestly, this whole entire season that Oro was part of, I wasn't looking forward to anyone else in this whole season. Not even to Akira when she was announced being from rival schools and all. The only person I looked forward to was Oro. Although I did see the new guy. I forgot what the hell his name was. Lucas, some blonde kickboxing dude. So yeah, needless to say, that's the only other person I'm looking forward to. Although I might end up purchasing Dan at some point in the future. He still looks good, awesome. So yeah, Rose, never really cared for her in any game she was in. Akira, don't care for her at all. So many other, there's like a whole bunch of other characters from rival schools that if they were to announce that character, I'll be like, oh, I'll definitely try that character. Like Batsu, Kyosuke, and a few others. Oh well. Although the idea of rival schools taking place in the same universe as Street Fighter doesn't really surprise me much, since Sakura, who I think Street Fighter 5 is the first game in which Sakura wasn't a schoolgirl. But anyways, dang it, dang it. Aura, how weak is your grab range, man? All these damn scammers gonna come down the house. What is this lag? Enough with this lag, it's terrible.
It's retribution.
Let's be honest, Flip. This is Street Fighter. Almost everyone in this game has weird looking hair. Hey, even Oro here. Oro barely has hair if it can even be counted as such. Looking like just a bunch of random black strings just attached to his head. Seriously, they would have been much better off just making him bald. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
This is Bushinryu.
Man, with Street Fighter 5, it does feel like... Well, then again, I think they started it back in Street Fighter Alpha when they brought in... First, in Street Fighter Alpha 1, when they brought in Guy. And it continued Street Fighter Alpha 2 with Brilento. And then Alpha 3 with Cody. Then comes Street Fighter 4 bringing all of them back, along with Poison and Hugo. And now in this game, introducing Abigail to the Street Fighter series. What? I'm wondering why they won't give us Hagar. For some reason, Capcom refuses to put Hagar in a Street Fighter game. And it's obviously not because of him being part of the Final Fight series. I mean, you got so many other characters from the series. So there's literally nothing stopping Capcom from deciding, hey, let's finally put Hagar in this game for once.
only half my effort should be enough.
I'm getting serious.
Yeah, but as a Street Fighter 5, you got the character Cody. So again, just
Perfectly all
excuses.
right to look far in the distance, but if you look too far, you won't see what's on your foot.
Man, Oro's, yeah, he's got to be the shortest character. Like, yeah, he's the shortest male character. But he's definitely got to be the shortest in general.
Strange energy.
Correct. After Bison was destroyed, the positive energy returned, and the world went back to normal. However, even in this tranquil atmosphere, I sense a source of disturbing energy from the one.
They all have stupid hair except
See
Sagat and
through its true
Dawson.
nature. I think I have no choice but to touch it directly.
Yeah,
with my
no
soul.
hair whatsoever for those guys.
Now I see.
Fortunately for them.
That's why you were practicing against me. You wanted to try and refine your soul power.
Oro just
I
dressed
am
casually
sorry,
while
old
doing a
master.
handstand on a
No
finger.
need to apologize. Besides, I got this nice shirt from you as a little souvenir.
I am very happy that you like it.
The traditional Japanese crane pattern is very chic. You have such great taste. Oh.
Then, old master, I will take my leave.
Did you see that, Yamasin? She must be in love with me. Ah, if this could only have happened a century earlier.
Crazy, because he's over 100 years old, one of the oldest characters.
Well, let's leave that for now. I do sense a strange energy. It is as I suspected. Anyhow, it's time for dinner.
What's funny is that despite him being an old man and being into young, beautiful women, he doesn't really play into the whole dirty old pervert very much.
Hello. I thought we might
Because
have
most
a
dirty
meeting
old
together.
perverts in
Welcome.
most shows or media
You came all this
will
way
do whatever they
just to share a
can
meal?
to not just catch a look at women in
perhaps
public, but even in
We'll
their
have a
private
little
quarters.
talk while the curry is simmering.
Or like they'll go do a whole lot of extra, even get acquaintances to help them sneak in nude photos of said girls that they're trying to look at, or taking their clothing like their underwear, all that typical stuff you see, especially in animes. But Oro isn't really like that. Like he's still into younger, beautiful women, but he has enough respect to keep his hands off of them, and he doesn't be perving on them, acting all lecherous.
Then I would say we have avoided the worst possible outcome for the time being. However, what if a real threat does not have a physical form like an army, but is something intangible, like a force of will? What if it is his dark ambition itself, and it's time to swallow the entire world?
Do you mean, even after his death, his dark ambition is still corrupt?
Oh my goodness, I don't care. Crazy how you got an old guy, an old wise guy like Oro, then you have another wise guy, wise old man like Dalsum, and yet compared to Oro, Dalsum is a young person himself. I wonder if he can special attack. Dang it, stand still. Oh no, he can't.
Can I try this? Here!
You wish to battle me, but you are about a century too early.
Man, Aura, what the hell happened to your teeth, man? You should really see a dentist.
Expect that. Old master, you are most unpredictable.
See? Even Dawson calling him
Well,
old
this may
master.
have been
Crazy.
just for fun. Even if something was just for fun, and if one has the sheer will of force to win, no matter what, to consider the possibilities.
Oh, the will of Bison. Could it be?
Yes, the dark ambition of that man with his tremendous power has already been exerted upon this world. It consistently threatens our existence.
No one cares. Exposition or you know what I mean. I gotta say, I don't know why they couldn't give Aura more costumes and better ones too for his return to this game upon being released. I don't know, maybe as time goes on they'll give us more costumes. For him at least. No, not ranked. I would say how Oro feels slower in this game, but that's really no surprise because Street Fighter 5, everyone who's from Street Fighter 3 feels slower by comparison. Well, Third Strike was much more fast paced anyways, like the most fast paced in the entire Street Fighter series.
Oh, only half my effort should be enough.
You know, going way back to what I was talking about earlier, when who was it that mentioned Felicia? Yeah, I think it was Flip who mentioned Felicia first.
Only half my effort should
And I was
be
talking about how who was it? Oh yeah, some of the representatives of the FGC, or those who call themselves representatives, talking like they speak for the whole entire community. How anytime something's being shown that's considered sexual, character's costume or whatnot, they don't allow that. But anything with gratuitous violence, like Mortal Kombat, well, they're fine with that. But yeah, it sucks. Because out of everyone in Darkstalkers, you have Morrigan, who's a literal succubus, who's all about the whole acting all seductive and sexy and whatnot. But then you have Felicia, who's more the cute, playful type, and yet she herself is one of the most, she's even less dressed. She doesn't wear any clothes. Like, Felicia is literally full on naked, with her fur, or what parts of her you could call fur, conveniently covering her body. But I can guarantee you it's because of that. That's why she didn't get to return for Marvel Infinite. Of course, a lot of people say how when it comes to Marvel Infinite, the gameplay is good, everything else is just terrible. So back to that. Which is true. Yeah, that's another thing. And for Morrigan, and I can't remember. I think they cut it. They take it out of Marvel 2, because it definitely did not return at all from Marvel 3. Then again, they took away the whole multiple match intro things that they had in previous games. In Marvel 3, everyone had the same intro and the same outro animations, just different lines depending on like who they defeated or whatever they end up saying. And they definitely took that away from Morrigan, her S&M victory pose. So if anything, technically having Morgan, who's a succubus, and succubus in most forms, literally they kill their victims by having sex with them. Oh man, you didn't get to be around that long, Flip. Alright, you have a good day. But anyways, so if you want to be technical about it, if they really wanted to be all child friendly and whatnot, then what they should have done was get rid of the succubus and keep the cat girl. There's just so many things wrong that they did with Marvel Infinite. It's no wonder the game didn't get that much support in the long run. As opposed to Street Fighter V here, a lot of people were saying that it's Marvel's fault or it's Disney's fault. Like, I believe it's both. It's all of it, seeing how Disney owns Marvel now.
My iron body is invincible.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure part of it was just Marvel itself. Other parts of it being Disney. Man, you was way too late.
Should I try this? Here.
Oh, why did I jump? Oh, he actually did not throw out that many command grabs. Only one spinning pile driver and one running bear grab. You know, considering how it said that part of Oro's inspiration for his design was Elio Gracie of the Gracie family, it would have been cool if they gave Oro oh, it's a hit grab as well? Dang, that sucks. Because I remember back how in Third Strike, it was a grab as well, an unblockable grab. Man, that sucks. It should have made an actual grab. Man, I really hate moves that have grab animations, but are just hit grabs. There were so many moves like that in MK9, or MK9 and every other previous MK game. Until MKX, where they finally added actual command grabs. Oh no! Here we go. Man! And I don't think that was even heavy. I don't think that was even the heavy version. How you gonna hit an old man like that? I got a turtle with me, man. Turtle style. That's why they call me the Turtle Hermit. Cause I got me a turtle. Where's your animal buddy at? Enough with the Kung Fu chops. You're a wrestler, not a Kung Fu master. Oh no! Look at this. That actually combo. Oh no! It was that? Did he actually mean for that to happen? Oh no! That's the thing that sucks about it. Oro's not that kind of character you can just go all in with. Man, imagine if they did actually make Aura a grappler. His half circle back punch and his super both being unblockable, being actual command grabs. In addition to his V1, which gives him 2 unblockables, both a ground and air unblockable throw. Man, Aura would be a pretty cool grappler to play as. Where it'd be like light and medium would be the ground half circle back punch, the multi-slam. Where light would be fast but less damaging and less range. Medium would have more range, more damage, but come out slower. And heavy being an anti-air grab. Still, I wonder if it was really necessary to change his stance a bit to where he's holding the turtle. Nothing wrong with the turtle, I get it. He likes animals, especially turtles. And his home where he lives in Brazil he lives in a cave that's just filled with a bunch of animals. But even for an old master like him, he should know it's not a good idea to constantly worry about carrying a turtle with you everywhere you go. At least while you're fighting.
Well then, let me test your skill. Well then, let me test your skill.
Man, Rose's stage is actually pretty cool. Man, can you imagine how much trouble Capcom would get into if they were to give Aura back his old animation where he does one of his kicks and it reveals his balls for about a few short frames? Even if it was very unnoticeable at first. And it's like one of those, hold on a second, I gotta rewind and look this up again. Oh man! I don't think there's anyone with a V trigger activation where they can activate it right as they're about to get hit, but immediately go on the defensive. Oh, I wish that was an actual command grab. Ripper dance on you. Oh! Damn it, Oro. Hey, how you doing, Christopher? Man, I really do wonder what Oro used to look like back when he was younger. You son of a gun. He really just stood there while I was doing all that. The more I think about it, the more I realize Oro's the only one I can think of where all of his super moves were taken and changed to be part of his V system. Good afternoon. Is it 12 or after where you're at? Because it's 10:16 over here. Dang it, Oro, why couldn't they make an actual grappler? Because if they really wanted to go with the whole Helio Gracie inspiration photo, they could have legit made him a pretty cool jiu-jitsu master. What is his leg? Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Oh, dang it!
My, how predictable.
Oh, man. I actually won the first round? I thought I won the... what he did. Damn, basically, I wasted my meter for nothing. Or has so much recovery on his animation. Oh, that would be cool though, if Aura was a jiu-jitsu master, and as a result, he meets someone like Laura, who's a black belt, and her family style of jiu-jitsu, which is what gives Laura her interest in wanting to fight him. I was trying to go for his command grab. Man, lots of cool command grabs behind these skills. Why you gotta do that? Man, Oro feels so weird to play. Then again, it's almost just like back when I played him in the SF3 games. As I read on Wikipedia, that apparently someone said that to really get good with Oro, you gotta have patience. And I'm like, that's the understatement of the century. Hey, wait a minute, I just realized something. Does Oro actually wear shoes for his default costume? Still, how does he go from that, wearing what looks like an actual gi, to just rags in Street Fighter 3? Because the story, well, there you go. Hey, is this the same guy? Well, anyways, I don't think there's anything that really explains why he goes from wearing actual clothing to just rags and Third Strike. I mean, even for this game, for his default costume, he wears underwear. But for some reason, in Street Fighter 3, he decided to go all free-spirited, go full commando.
Well then, let me test your skills.
But seriously, back to when Oro used to wear a costume. We're back in with Oro having that old animation that showed his character. Imagine, can you imagine how I'm getting whooped? They did something like that with a female, where instead of an old man, it's an old woman. Well, male or old or young, if they did that with a female, they probably would have canceled the game with some stuff. Got a perfect Horseshoe Metal Zanky. He only has like 2 costumes in this game that gives him actual pants, being his default costume and his default costume. That is default costume. His story costume and the tracksuit. Man, hopefully, maybe they'll do an update for this game where they change Oro's half circle back punch into actual command grab. Honestly, it's like I'm trying to play him like a dedicated grappler, like almost like Guile. Like it's hard. He doesn't recover as fast like Guile does after a basic Sonic boom. I think Oro is supposed to be kind of like Ryu, Jack of all but master of none. But like Ryu, he has a dang it. Oh man! Try to go for a setup so I can hopefully land his V trigger grab. His V grab. Oh, could you finish one day, man? Could you finish one day? Then again, it's my first day, and this is only my 3rd match online with Oro. But anyways, like he's basically like Ryu, as I said, a jack of all, master of none. They both have. Let me wait until I go into practice mode so I can show it.
Only half my effort should be enough.
Go beyond the battle.
Guess it's time to start warming up.
What was I thinking about? Ah, never mind.
I'm getting serious.
What else? Cancel. So anyways, so Ryu and Oro, jack of all, master of none. Basic projectile to zone a little bit, but not as good as the dedicated zoner like Guile. A forward advancing move. Of course, unlike Ryu, I'd say Oro's is more risky. Light version doesn't even actually hit the opponent. Wait, it does? Oh, okay. I guess that's just a way of helping you understand what range you have to do for the actual kicks to come out. Cool, with the EX version you can choose how far he jumps. Nope, can't mash it for more hits. Although you could back at third strike. So that's another thing they changed. Yeah, this gives me an idea. Whoops.
Should I try this? Should I try this? Wait. Should I try this?
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Now I'm getting serious.
Oh, cool. So it does Joker. At the very least. Yeah, that's all damage it
I'm
does.
getting serious. Nice instant reserve.
So you think I'm still hip with it?
Man, I wonder how Aura would have played if he was put in a versus fighter, like Street Fighter Cross Tekken or the MVC series. I would like to see that. Although I think he would have been more appropriate for something like Tatsunoko vs. Capcom?
Serious.
Maybe. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. For his super, that is low damage. Like, I understand the cat may could be as powerful as he is in actual lore, because that just make him overpowered. Or it'll make him powered gameplay wise.
Should I try this? Should I try this? Should I try this?
Dang it.
Should I try this?
Dang it. Oh, he still has some fun combos. I hate charge motion attacks. Oh my goodness. It's every morning. Seriously, every morning except for weekends. Seeing as how a lot of places of business are closed on the weekends. But Monday through Friday, this is something my family has to deal with. Some bunch of people just keep randomly calling the house number, and it's always the same thing. Wanting to supposedly sell auto insurance, health care benefits. Want to support whatever group they claim to be funding. And it's literally the exact same people, sometimes the exact same person on the line. Thinking we're not going to catch up to them somehow. And I would tell them to call this number again. I gotta find some way to get back at him and get him to stop, because this is ridiculous.
Should I try this? Should I try this? Should I try this?
It should do at least a little bit more damage than that.
Should I try this?
It's like no, what's the word I'm looking for? Direct impact to where he hits the opponent, but the last hit of his EX uppercut kind of like pauses a bit, so that way makes it easier to cancel into his air grab. Hey, speaking of air grab, too bad you can't cancel into that. Here, you couldn't back into SF3 games either. I don't know what it is he's saying, or if he's even saying anything, but the sound he makes when he grabs you out of the air. I like it. I keep bringing up the whole thing about how he's supposedly influenced by Helio Gracie being this old martial arts master and all that. Like, his back throw is definitely something you would expect like a grappler to do. Only an actual grappler would use both hands. So his back throw, the way his front throw involves him doing what looks like, obviously it's fictional, but a very complicated look. Like the way he sits on their head, he could use that like as some kind of weird hold. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And the fact that he has an air throw, which literally I think no, she doesn't have an air throw. She has an anti-air throw, but I mean as far as like the universal throw buttons of light punch and light kick. There's a few characters in this game who have that, and Aura is not one of them.
My memory hasn't been as good as it used to be.
But yeah, he's still fun. Just, again, he's not the kind of character you could just go all in and with. What's something else I could talk about? Yeah, I could probably talk about music. There's this grab. That like grab. Seth, man. Seth is so weird. And I'm not just saying that because they switched into a female body in this game. well, it, I should say, being not a cyborg, an android. Wait, I can't go. Are you kidding me?
You idiot!
Man.
My, how predictable.
But anyways, this rap group that formed, I think someone said they formed in 1985, or it was 1985 that one of their songs that came out. Anyways, an 80s rap group called Public Enemy, with their lead vocalist, or one of their lead vocalists, Chuck D, when they made a song called Bring the Noise.
Pleased to meet
I remember I actually heard that song years ago when I was a little kid. In Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, it was the Anthrax version when Anthrax and Public Enemy collaborated a little bit and did a sort of remix of it. Yeah, that's what it was basically, a remix. Because it was a lot of the same lyrics that Chuck D used, along with lyrics added by Anthrax. Plus the instrumental being changed entirely. And I gotta be honest, between both versions, the original done entirely by Public Enemy and the one that's a remix by Anthrax and Public Enemy, I like the Anthrax version, the metal rap hybrid version more.
Let my beauty intoxicate you.
Yeah, most people say they don't like it. They don't like it when someone makes a, well, I wouldn't call it a sampled version. Because again, they both collaborated on. There's even a freaking music video they made they've been playing together on stage. That's crazy, combining rap and metal like that. Because I feel like rap and metal are those type of genres where instrumentally they couldn't be any more different from each other. At least no more than they already are. And yet that song showed that you can mix two completely different genres. Well, that's always been a thing. Musical artists mixing musical genres together. Or was it Ray Charles who mixed jazz and gospel together to create a unique sound? I believe that's correct. I don't know, some people find that offensive when like you have the original version that was made, then there's a new version, and you're like, man, I don't like the original version. I prefer the newer one more. And some people say that's a disrespect to the artist who made the original. Which I'm thinking, if the original artist agreed to work together with someone else, make a new version of what they already did before, it can really be a disrespect. Because I read on Wikipedia with Anthrax saying that they requested Chuck D? Yeah, they requested about the whole collaboration thing. And it did say that Chuck D specifically said no, just that he didn't really take the guys serious. Like, he didn't take them very serious at first, until they actually got together and did it. And he was definitely down with the idea, saying that they actually toured together, and at the end of their performances they would play that song, the Anthrax version of Bring the Noise. The first time I heard that version of the song was in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. And what a very fun game that was back on the Nintendo 64. And one of my favorite things about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 was with career mode, getting to create your own skater, your own character.
Without stars, right?
Yeah, I could definitely say that was the very first game I ever played all the way back then that allowed that game to play as your own custom character. And even to this very day, games that have that as an option, where you have already all these other characters that exist in the game you can play as. But then you also get to add your own character into it. That's what made Soul Calibur 3 and 4 so much fun.
How predictable.
With Soul Calibur 3 having its own adventure mode. What was it? Chronicles of the Sword, or Sword Chronicles? Something like that. And supposedly your own created characters also get to be part of the main story in Soul Calibur 6, if I remember correctly.
Desk work just
I don't know, I haven't
isn't
played
my
Soul
thing,
Calibur 6.
you know? Looks like I can have a little fun now.
Well, I played Soul Calibur 6. I just played on another friend's system. Oh, I don't remember totally walk speed being that fast before.
Here we go!
How predictable.
Man, someone give this guy an actual yeet.
Have you considered your destiny? Do you believe in fate?
Man, this girl got legs for days, and she's extremely flexible. It was crazy that she doesn't pull. Oh, I guess not for her crouching animation. Well, one of her normals involves her doing the full-on splits as part of that kick. I think that's her crouching headbutt. A lot of the mouse movements are definitely very seductive in the way they look. Which I'm pretty sure was intentional Capcom's part. I think Manat's that kind of person where her movements, the way she moves, is quite provocative and seductive to a lot of people, even if it's not her intention. Also, Aura's outfit in this game looks like a bathroom. And it's crazy how it goes from that to just looking like torn rags in Third Strike. Or Street Fighter 3 New Generation. Get stunned already. Man, well, why you gotta be such a jackhole like that? Jackhole. Now for the golly. Actually, Nicole is the only character I think is actually older than Oro. I don't think there's anyone else older than Oro. transition, how it just shows them that it shows the opponent just falling down the tunnel, and those ladies just randomly running in after them. Yeah, I don't think it would bother me as much if they didn't add it with Street Fighter V, where where on some stages, if you defeat the opponent at the side of the stage, you get a special KO animation. Like, obviously meant to be purely fan service in a way, not like anything provocative, not that kind of fan service. Just a little something extra to add to the game. Which a majority of them, yeah, definitely a lot of them look like they didn't have much effort put into them. They could have done way better with that.
Only half my effort should be enough.
That makes you trying to get bored. And I feel a little tired too. You should get some rest. Even though it's 10:49. Yeah, I could just stream this later. More of my chronicles of getting good with Oro. See how good I get with them by the end of next week.
Cyclone!
Oh, shut up, Sankey. Yeah, I think I'll probably just go play some DCUO after this.
It's time to start warming up.
I don't know why, but the moment I just looked at Oreo's gi, I just started thinking of McDonald's. Brothers.
Should I try this? Should I try this? Should I try this? Should I try this? Now I'm getting serious. Should I try this? Should I try this?
I cannot think of anything else to do. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it quits here. So, thanks to everyone for stopping by. Hopefully I can have a much more entertaining, more engaging stream that's actually worthwhile later. But not this time. So I'll see y'all around.